I'm so excited to see you tonight.
First date, baby. First date, I can't wait. First date.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of First Date with me as your host. I have a very funny comedian in the house today. He's got a new special out on YouTube called Starfish, and he's bringing his growth spurt tour all over the country. So you can find tickets at Brad Williams Comedy.
Correct.
Brad Williams Comedy. We'll say at 3strongtimes.com. Brad Williams.
Hey. Yes. Applause from the background. Awesome.
This is our live audience.
I love them. They're very enthusiastic. I was debating when I was coming in here, doing the Mark Norman and wearing the glasses. But I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because we're both married. I don't want to be inappropriate. I want to have a nice conversation, talk about some stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be all right. I have that problem though, because my height. I'm boob height when people stand up.
Yeah. How do you combat that? Do you just go for it? Do you lean into it?
With permission. But I mean, like, I try not to. I try to be aware of the fact that, like today when I met you for the first time, I gave a little side hug to try to be like, okay.
Because you would motorboat me, I think, if we gave each other a full frontal hug.
Yep. And now there's people scrolling like, all right, let's find out if that happens. That's got to be somebody's fetish. I don't know.
For sure.
Dwarfs motorboating. It's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I try to be very aware of where I am in terms of when I give a woman a hug. And it goes in the opposite effect if I give a dude a hug. It's just a lot of dicks to the face.
Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of dicks to the face.
You probably prefer to hug women.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I really wish I was gay, because, man, I would just be killing it. Like, I'd be doing great. I got small hands. Like, everything looks bigger. Gay men typically love me. I'd be a power bottom. I got a great ass. It's a fantastic ass. So, yeah, I really feel like I missed my calling by not being a gay man.
Damn. Well, so I feel like tall people love to watch.
We call you reachers.
Reachers?
Yes.
That's what you guys call us?
Yes.
Reachers.
Yeah. Go to the grocery store with me. You'll find out why.
Are you offended if someone calls you a midget?
Yes.
So,
Not really. I don't know. I'm like...
You just gave me 3 totally different answers.
I know.
If you are.
It's context for me. Like, because it's like, if someone says it in a hateful way, then yeah, that offends me, but if most people don't know, and I don't know, I don't really want a word to have power over me. Like, I don't want you to be like, if you call me a midget, it's not like I have to do a midget thing. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be so upset by it. So for me, dwarf, little person, midget, it's all kind of the same, but it's all in how you use it. Because if you say okay, so prime example, I was literally at a party yesterday, and I brought my family, and I had to leave the party because a little 6-year-old girl walked up and just pointed at me and just went, "You're small," and just started laughing hysterically. And I was like, I can't slap you. So I left the party because I don't think it would have been good if I called her a twat. So I had to leave. I had to leave the party. But so like that, she just said, "You're small," which is accurate, but it was like how it was delivered that
pointing the
kind of
finger and the laughing hysterically.
Yeah, that's the part that got me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like, so for me, like, I feel like we're friends even though we just met for the first time in person today. So like, if you said my midget friend Brad, I'd be like, cool, whatever. I don't care.
Well, I was just curious if it was offensive, because like massage therapists now, you can't call them masseuse.
Oh, you gotta call them
massage
hand job artists. Right? Is that not PC?
Yeah, the happy ending experts.
Yeah. Story writers.
There
Happy
you
ending.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why did that job get the happy ending?
Well, you have to get naked. There's a
Yeah.
stranger, and some people feel like they just want more bang for their buck.
I guess. I don't know, but like, I don't need a hand job at the end of a massage. I'm pretty relaxed. I'm good.
But imagine if you got a hand job at the end of that, how much more relaxed you'd be. I'm not trying to sell you on happy endings.
Okay. Because, like, I'd rather have it, like... You're
saying that you'd rather not have a hand job?
No, like, I like hand jobs. They're fine. Use some lube. Don't make eye contact. That's weird. But... they're just more jobs that would be better suited, I think, to where, like, I'm already relaxed when I'm getting massage, whereas if I'm in line at the DMV, I'm pretty stressed out. Like, there I could use a hand job. It's like read the eye chart and jerk you off a little bit. Like, we would all take, like, very cross-eyed photos for our license.
Yeah, who would be able to? That would actually be really hard to read, the things. And they always make you do it backwards, too. Not like it's, like, memorizing the alphabet or anything. But I don't know how you'd be like, L, C, Q. Oh!
I think we just saw your O face. Is that a first for this show? Maybe? Possibly?
Probably not.
All right. I got to go back to the catalog then. Let's go.
So what do you have any reacher fetishes?
Reacher fetishes. I hate to say Snow White, but kinda. I really want, I want my wife to dress up as Snow White,
so that you can be one of the dwarfs.
Yes, I do. I legit do. Because,
what would you wear?
Oh, I'd Dopey for sure. He's got the loose sleeves. You could hide more toys up there. But like, I feel like it's like a hack joke to say I have a Snow White fetish, but I do, because she friend zoned all 7 of those fuckers. Okay, like all 7 dwarves were friend zoned. They saved her. They gave her a place to eat,
a place to live,
a roof over her head. They're diamond miners, for God's sakes. Like, what more do you want, lady?
Dude, seriously, I never even thought about it.
Give happy his ending.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Hashtag give happy his ending.
That have you ever had a girlfriend that dressed up as Snow White for Halloween?
Because I want my wife to do it, I will say no.
Okay.
I want her to think she's the first. Although my wife is Chinese, so it looks like a knockoff Snow White, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
But she still has black hair and pale skin, I'm sure. We're close.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I don't know. And like I grew up in Orange County. I used to work at Disneyland. I was not one of the 7. My job was I was actually a bodyguard for the characters, so I'd stand with the characters to make sure like everything worked out. But I got to be with Snow White a few times, and it was awesome. I would just let the jokes fly all day. It was great.
How did Snow White get 7 small people
to not fuck her? I don't know. Because
that sounds like she could get gangbanged.
I mean, I'm sure there's that video on the internet.
I'm sure there is.
It should be. If
that's
not,
definitely in the porn.
Yeah,
like,
that's there.
Rolodex somewhere.
That's absolutely there.
But she got them to like totally help her. They're all just a bunch of simps, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they all cucks? Do they just all want to watch her and the prince?
They're just like, ooh.
Yeah, and by the way, the prince, who like, this is how much as a dwarf we like hate that story, because she picks the prince, who essentially is a necrophiliac, like makes out with her while she's legally dead.
True.
And she's like, oh, that guy. I love that dude, not the fucking diamond miners that have been protecting me and saving me from the prince didn't save shit. He showed up. She's in a glass coffin. Like, I guess I'll make out with her, and then she'll love me. It's the dumbest thing.
We need a Snow White rewrite.
I mean, and how?
Yeah.
Especially with the live action one. Like, let's make that happen.
Yeah, delete the live action one.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's do another remake.
All right, starring me. Let's go.
I love it.
Just digitally copy me. I'll be all 7
like
dwarves.
8 times.
Yeah, I'll be all 7. That's a porno. That's a trip. What's your category of porn that you like? Do you have a category that you like go to? Because mine's not dwarf porn. People assume it's dwarf porn. It's like I don't watch what I am. Like that's I want to watch a dwarf porn. I fuck my wife next to a mirror. Look left. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, but like do you have a category?
I don't really porn kind of is a little too desensitizing for me. Like I will just search so many different things.
Oh, so it's like Tinder for you. It's
yeah,
like
I can't.
It's
like,
in the swipe.
I can't
That's the
find
fun part.
something where I'm like, oh yes. I'm just like, nah, that's like too many guys. And then I'm like,
well, they have ones with less guys.
and I'm like, oh my god, 30 dudes and one girl. I'm like, that's so many. And then I'm like, what does it look like with 4?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, nah, that's like still not doing it. And then I'm like, what if we just eliminate all the guys and we just do girl on girl? And then I'm like,
There you go.
no,
No.
that is like
Then you want to go
weird.
So
I'm like, why am I watching a dildo when I could be a dick? Like, then I go back to the guys.
Right.
And then before I know it, I'm like late for my podcast. And I'm
Now we know
like,
what you were doing
I
before.
gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so for you, it's all about the search. So it's like a lot of guys before streamers, kids, we'd have remotes and we'd have to channel surf. But that was the fun part, was just seeing what else is on TV.
Yeah.
So that's you with porn. You just want to see what else is out
That's
there.
also Netflix now. When is
Yeah.
the last time that you went to watch something on Netflix and actually found something within 5 minutes?
Oh, no, never.
You don't
it's
do that,
like,
right?
Yeah, it's like if I'm not going on there for a specific thing that I know is out, then yeah, I'm scrolling like crazy. Like whoever said Netflix and chill, you can't you have
all
to go
you
so
can
fast.
do is chill.
Yes, because that's
There's
what you're gonna be
nothing
doing.
else to do.
Nothing. You're just scrolling, finding something. Do you like this? I don't know. So here's a question for you: what if you are gonna Netflix
Love
and
that
chill?
you're asking me the questions.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Because I want to get to one more question, and then I have questions for you.
Oh, all right.
But come
all
on.
right. What's your... So, if you're to Netflix and chill, what kind of movie is the best if you want to advance the situation to a physical relationship, like during the Netflix and chill?
Horror?
W or H?
I knew you were going to ask that. As the minute I said horror, I was like,
because
wow, I just stepped into that.
Yeah, because you really didn't emphasize the O
I
in
didn't.
horror, like
No.
the second syllable.
No
You
one
just-
does, Brad.
No, you
No
just went,
one says
"Whore."
horror.
You just
The
went,
R's are
"Whore."
not hard.
Tell an Asian that. Sorry. That's I'm married to a Chinese woman. Anyway,
I would say either a horror
yes.
film because that's like stereotypical,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
watch a scary movie so the girl cuddles up next to you.
Yeah.
Or
Mm-hmm.
turn on, like, if you want the girl,
Yeah.
a rom-com, something sappy, like
Really?
Bridgerton.
Because I think they'd be too into the story.
You're right.
Where they'd be like, hold on,
Yeah.
I want to see.
Don't kiss me.
Yeah. I want to see if they fuck.
I'm
They're like,
invested.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, I get it. Gosh,
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
I'd say Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
Something for everybody.
But then with the guy's like getting all revved up. He's like thinking
Yeah.
about how he wants a Corvette.
Exactly. That's how we stay hard longer.
Oh, okay.
We're thinking about the Corvette.
Brad, something's off here.
You can tell I'm married. My mind isn't in the right spot.
How long have you been married?
7 years with my wife for 9.
And you have a kid.
5-year-old. And she's also a little person. She's the best of both of us. She's an Asian dwarf. My wife gave birth to a Pokemon.
Is she a reacher?
No, she's a dwarf. Yeah.
No, your wife.
Oh, yes. Wife, yes. I'm very funny. My wife is tall.
Okay.
That's how you know I'm good at my job, folks. My wife is tall.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so all you guys out there that can't get a woman, this is beating you. I'm kicking your ass. You're losing to this.
Can we
Cool.
know your daughter's name?
I don't like saying it. It's
Okay.
not. It's not hard to find, but I don't
Then
like saying it
no,
publicly.
that's why I asked.
Thank you. But yeah, I love being a dad. It's a lot of fun, but that's not why your listeners are here. Your listeners are not here for that. They're like, get to the fetish stuff.
But I also, how did you date a lot before your wife?
Yeah, and range. I would date little people, and I would date average sized women. So it'd be like, yeah, my shortest girlfriend ever was 3'7". My tallest was 6'2". So I've got pretty good range.
Wow.
Yeah, 6'2" was a volleyball player, and that was fun.
how do you meet people, or how did you meet
in the
people?
world? No, just being a comedian, it's great. You would travel. People see you be funny. Women in general like funny guys.
Yeah.
So that would really help. Some of them were fetish people that absolutely just wanted to bang a little person, and I
Really?
was happy to oblige. That's. I don't get the people that are like, well, didn't that make you feel exploited? I'm like, I was coming. No. Why would I feel exploited?
You're like, exploited? You mean exploded?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't feel exploited at all. They got something out of it. I got something out of it. It was a great transaction. It was wonderful. It was delightful. But then dating little people is interesting because I don't like I'm attracted to little people, but then you find out like, oh man, I really need someone. This is so bad. I need someone a little physically more capable because like I can't do shit, you can't do shit. This is not gonna go well. We need someone to be tall so stuff can get done around the house.
Oh.
Yeah.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading provider of online therapy, helps you face whatever is holding you back with a caring, licensed therapist. With Talkspace, you're not alone. 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. experience a mental health condition each year, but less than half of people who need treatment receive it. Talkspace makes getting help convenient. You can take your appointments from the comfort and privacy of your own home and exchange text, voice, or video messages with your therapist too. Talkspace makes it easy, accessible, and affordable to face your challenges, whether that's a mental health condition, relationship conflicts, past trauma, or everyday stress, and find your path to move forward with resilience and peace. Plus, most insured members have a $0 copay. I love Talkspace because it's so easy. Take care of yourself this month and every month with Talkspace. Talkspace is in-network with most major insurance plans. But if you pay out of pocket as a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off of your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/date and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE 80 to match with a licensed therapist today. Go to Talkspace.com/date and enter promo code SPACE80. The best advice that I've ever received about money is to start saving a little bit every single day. Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns. Acorns is a financial wellness app that makes it easy to start saving and investing for your future. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now, even if all you've got is spare change. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns recommends a diversified portfolio that can help you weather all of the market's ups and downs. You just need to stick with it, and Acorns makes that easy too. Acorns automatically invests your money, giving it a chance to grow with time. I love Acorns because it's so easy to use and it helps you make so much. Sign up now and join with over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $25 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/firstdate or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risks. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/firstdate. What is the main difference between dating a little person and a taller person?
For me personally, or just in
For
general?
you.
For me personally?
I don't care about the other dwarfs.
Okay. For me personally, the main difference is that tall women don't like pubic hair. Dwarf have to have pubic hair. Have to.
Like dwarf women have
Yes.
to.
Yes. For me.
Why?
Because when you shave a dwarf, it's too much like a kid.
Oh.
It's too much. I feel bad. I got little size 2 feet, and I'm holding them, and it's. I have to look down and see, like, okay, good. Like, you're a woman. Like, I have to make sure. And
Yeah.
then, but if tall woman, yeah, take it off. I don't care.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
20. I was late to another little person, and man, when two dwarfs bang, it's magical. It's just there's rainbows afterward. It's a lot of confetti. But yeah, lost my virginity when I was 20. The girl I lost my virginity to was 19. She was very religious, and before she said she agreed to have sex, and we were like, yes, we should absolutely do this. But before we did, she made me pray with her right before. So I'm praying with a boner, and that's weird. I don't want that involved when I'm talking to God.
Why did she want you guys to pray? What were you praying about?
Just to like ask for forgiveness for what we were about to do, and I'm like, what are we about to do?
Really?
Yeah.
That's what she was doing.
Yeah. I had to ask for forgiveness for the actions that we were about to engage in.
Wow. You're
was how
like,
I lost my
sorry,
virginity.
not sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, is anal happening? Is that why we got to apologize? Like, what's going
Yeah.
on? I'm not ready for that.
Was she a virgin?
No, which was interesting.
She wasn't a virgin, but made you pray for
Yes.
forgiveness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Where did you lose your virginity?
At hope her mom isn't listening. On the couch at her mom's house.
Okay.
Yeah, mom went out and we had a good time.
Did you date her for very long afterwards?
Yeah. And then she left me for another dwarf, which that happens in the dwarf world too.
Dang.
Another Oompa took my Loompa. How's that for a song? Comes out. What
Yeah.
do you get when you can't satisfy her? Yeah. I get taken. That's what happened. Yeah. And I think they're still together, so good on them.
Have you dated more little people or tall people?
Tall people. Yeah.
What is the longest relationship you've ever, besides being married for 7 years?
Besides being married, had a 2-year relationship. So I've always been a relationship guy, but I like being in a relationship. I like the comfort of having your person.
Yeah.
And knowing, like, not just for, like, I like knowing that when stuff happens, when cool stuff happens, I could text someone and be like, one person be like, hey, this cool thing happened. Or like if you're going to a concert or an event or something, you have the person to take. It's like, yes, I will take this person.
Yeah.
Because like going to like a big event, like, because I would go to concerts sometimes and take a woman on like a first date. And I don't know what kind of first date horror stories you have. I've got some, like, where I one time I took a girl to a concert. She ended up getting backstage, did like a lot of stuff backstage, and then came back and was...
You didn't go?
No, I went, but I was not allowed backstage.
That's what I mean. You didn't go backstage with her?
Nope.
She went without you?
I mean, they didn't want me.
But that's so rude of her to accept that invitation and go without you.
Yeah, but there's a certain band I can't listen to ever again.
Damn.
So yeah, that was fun.
Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
What's your favorite drink of choice?
Whiskey, Scotch, bourbon.
Okay.
Love it. Didn't like it until I met my wife. My wife introduced me to Scotch, and now I thought I hated Scotch. Turns out I hated bad Scotch. And then my wife showed me good Scotch. I'm like, this has been here the whole time? This is awesome. But I don't drink that much. I have a very healthy relationship with alcohol. 1 or 2 drinks, and I stop because and I never drink before shows. Some people ask me like they'll see I'm not drinking before a show. They'll be like, oh, do you not drink? I go, no, I drink and I love alcohol. I'm trying to keep a very good relationship with it.
That's good.
I don't want it to get out of control because I get drunk very quickly.
You have a low tolerance?
Very low. My nickname in college was 2 Beer Brad because that was just 2 beers. That's it. And then I'm good. I'm a cheap date. Saved a lot of money.
Where would you typically go for a first date?
Man, I like the traditional dinner. Just like get to know each other, talk. Hate clubs.
Me
Hate clubs.
too.
I can't I can't.
And there's nowhere to sit.
Nowhere to sit. Yeah, you have to pay money to
sit.
Yeah, you gotta like, oh, I would like to be able to sit at this establishment. Cool, $2,000, and here's your bottle of cheap champagne.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I like a typical dinner.
Yeah.
And yeah, just that kind of stuff. Something where you can get to know each other. Something to where I could talk a lot. Because I have very low self-esteem with my looks, so I feel like I have to talk to impress the person. If I talk, then I can be funny. Then I can let you know that I'm cool. But if it's just like, I can't be one of those guys just sits back and goes, yeah, I have a jawline. Like, you know, like thank God Matt Rife is good at crowd work because he doesn't have to do it. He could just sit back and be like, jawline.
Look at me.
Incredible jawline. So yeah, that's all he has to do. For me, I have to be funny and charming and everything. So
well, you crushed it at that.
Thank you. It's been good. It's been a good few years. COVID was very kind to me because people were home and they started passing around my clips, and then everyone's like, hey, there's a dwarf telling jokes. Yeah. And the word spread, and now we're doing really well. We're selling out theaters and on the Growth Spurt tour. And it's been really cool.
Does your wife get to go with you?
Not that much. Because, like, now when you do theaters, it's like, it's not you're in a city for 4 days. You're in a new city every night. So it's like, that's not much of a trip. You know, it's like because like every day
it's not like a vacation.
Yeah,
it's work.
You don't get to see the city.
Yeah.
Like I've been to all these cities where it's like, oh my God, you were just in DC. What'd you do? I'm like, went to the theater, did a show,
worked,
left in the middle of the night to go to Baltimore to do it the next night. Like that's kind of the life. But I did get to take the family on a couple of shows. It's funny, they're not too interested when I'm going to Joliet, Illinois, but when I got a gig in Hawaii, they're like, we're going. And I went to Hawaii. We took the family, took them to the Disney resort. It was awesome.
What do you think is the biggest red flag when you go on a date with someone?
Yeah. How they treat the waitstaff.
You know, that is the most common thing people say.
Really?
Yeah.
That's common?
That is a super common red flag.
Wow.
A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, because like my thing is like that, and like if you send your food back and there's not an egregious error, I can't be with you. Like if you're like, I said no tomatoes and there's 3 tomatoes on your shit, take the fucking tomatoes, flip them around the room.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do with it. Eat your burger. Don't send it back. Like that drives me nuts. And maybe just being in comedy clubs, being around a lot of wait staff.
Yeah.
I see how bad some of these people are, and so many waiters and waitresses are my friends that it's like I would feel horrible if someone was mean to a waiter. I can't. Huge red flag.
Have you ever left a review on a restaurant?
Never. I just don't go back. That's the review. The review is I don't go back. I don't tell my friends. I don't say, hey, you got to go here. I just don't go back. How's that thing? Shitty. I don't go there. Like, that's it. I've never had such an egregious act committed against me where after we go home, I'm like, they have to know how I felt. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I said medium rare. Like it was that's it. I don't. End of transaction. That is all. I go to the restaurant. It's fine. We'll go back. If it's not, I won't go back. Done. That would be a red flag. That would absolutely be a red flag. If we're walking back to the car and she's on her phone and be like, oh, what are you doing? She's like leaving a review for that shitty restaurant. I'd be like, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. If you're a leave reviews type person. Which sucks because I need people to leave reviews, so then when I look at the restaurant, I know if it's good or not. But I can't. I can't be the person.
I agree. I don't leave reviews, but I read them.
Yes.
If I'm going somewhere, like I look at how many stars the restaurant has.
Let's do it.
And I'm like, what do people like? And I look at the photos.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I need to know where we're going.
Absolutely. Gotta know what's good.
Yeah, I'm going to spend time, money, and calories.
Yes, and get calories.
Yeah.
The good kind. Yeah, that's a huge red flag. Would be leaving reviews. And I would just say okay. I also found this out recently during therapy. Which I think therapy is very good. So my personality is I feel responsible for other people's happiness. Mm-hmm. Good reason I'm a comedian. I want everyone to be happy around me. Found that out through therapy. There was a lot through my upbringing. Yada yada yada. Anyway, but so if you ever meet those people where just everything is a problem for them, everything, like everything's an issue. Their life's very negative.
I've met people that are never happy.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
can't.
impossible to make someone happy.
Yeah. You have to be able to have a good time. You have to be able to smile. You have to be able to laugh. I have friends where like I've never been in an Uber with them that hasn't gone to where they're in an argument with the Uber driver at some point. Like I'm just like, I can't be with that person. Like everything is an issue. You're in a fucking Uber and within a 8-minute drive, you got into a verbal argument. Like, no, just sit back, relax. I'm the best Uber passenger ever. You could say the worst political opinion ever, and I'll just be in the back like, like, I'll agree with everything. You just be like, yeah, baby killing. I'm all for it. Great. Cool. We should be punting them too. Absolutely. They fly far. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to engage.
What do you think is your personal red flag? Like that your biggest downfall?
Oh, me?
Yeah, your red
Oh,
flag.
man. Oh, that's ego?
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm a comedian.
Does it get in the way?
Yeah. I want it to be about me. My job is I go on stage and I expect a room full of 1,200 people to be absolutely quiet and let me talk.
Ooh.
That's an ego. That's an ego.
So what do you do when someone like heckles you?
Oh, make them want to not live anymore. So I take heckles. It depends on the heckle. So, because there are supportive heckles where people are just kind of agreeing with you, but loudly and annoying. And I try to kind of stop that. One of the tricks I have is some people get louder when they get heckled. I get quieter. Because then I found out that people then notice their voice more. And a lot of people will be like, oh shit, I could be heard. Like, and they'll like go back into their shell and then they'll let me talk more. But yeah, that's one trick. But then if someone's mean with a heckle, then I can respond mean. And if I respond mean, I'm going to make you hate your life.
Yeah.
Cause also, you don't think I've been heckled before? A, I've been a comedian for 20 years. B, dwarf, you get some heckles. All right, I got heckled by a 6-year-old yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, like I'm used to it. You're not gonna yell out leprechaun. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, and just cry and run off stage. I've got lines.
Yeah.
So, but it's like you can't respond with really like a lot of aggression if someone just yells out, that's true. You can't be like, shut up, cunt. Like you can't. That's too big. You have to be like, hey, what was that? Like, and talk to them. General strategies for hecklers are just let them talk. Because if they talk, they'll end up saying something stupid. And that's when you jump on it because they're not prepared.
I know. I hate it though when someone else is trying to start their career in the middle of mine.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's
like,
not going to happen.
Just wait it out. If you think you're funny, go try stand up.
They have open mic nights.
I did a show in Catalina one time.
Yes.
And
great spot.
it was a rave.
A show at a rave?
It was a rave.
Oh, that's not going to go well.
There was a giant DJ that was performing. It was someone big, like not Tiesto, but like
one
big,
of those.
like
Okay,
a big
okay.
DJ.
Yeah.
And so everyone was going to Catalina for this rave, and then they had like a stand-up comedy at the same time. So you could either go to this rave or you could come to the stand-up comedy.
Oh, no.
And I was performing with 2 other comics.
Yeah.
And as we were performing, I went on first. I took the bullet spot. I was like, I'll do it. I go out there and everybody was sleeping.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
All I could think is I'm just like, guys, the Molly y'all have taken is not good.
Yes.
You should not be asleep right now. Either make out with each other or you should think I'm beautiful and hilarious. But I don't know why all of you fuckers are asleep right now. So it was like they went and they just
Wow.
came to the show to take a nap.
That's the biggest heckle I've ever heard.
I know. So the next time that you think someone heckling you sucks,
Yeah.
just remember they could be passed out.
They could be passed out. That would be even worse. I have had people fall asleep. There was one time. Okay, there was one time at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. He's been canceled since, but before we knew, Ron Jeremy came to the show, and Ron Jeremy, we found out that night, has narcolepsy because in the middle of a set, not mine, thankfully. In the middle of a set, we just hear from the back. And you look back and it's Ron Jeremy just passed out.
I've met Ron Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
He breathed on me one time and I thought I got an STD.
He's got a musk.
But I gave him a hug and
Mm-hmm.
I was so paranoid about being around him that like
Mm-hmm.
I felt his sweat and his breath and I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. I'm gonna die. I have AIDS. And
You
that
have
was
Jeremy
like,
AIDS.
yeah, it was all I could think about because he looks like the carrier of all
Everything.
STDs.
Yeah. It looks like the STDs are having a convention.
Yeah,
in
in
Ron
his
Jeremy.
body.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know how to not hug someone
Mm-hmm.
if they're like, oh my gosh, and like they come for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. And he did.
and I'm just like, oh,
Oh, God.
you know, like I'm like, what do I do? The only person that I've ever met that is really, really good at like
Mm-hmm.
taking a step back and being like, oh, fist bump
Yeah.
is
Howie.
Howie.
Yes.
Oh my God, you know.
So, yeah, Howie's great. So Howie has this story. You want to talk about gigs? Howie man has he been on this show?
He has.
Okay, you need to have him back just so we could tell this story. I'm gonna tell it and then he'll tell it again better. Howie Mandel once was booked to do a private gig at a party. And he said no. Then they told him a certain amount of money, and he said okay. And he shows up to the party. It's an orgy, and no one told him.
What did he do?
Well, that's why you got to have Howie on the show.
No, just jump to the good
like
part.
he didn't join. That's for sure.
Well, duh. Did he stay?
Yeah, he stayed. He did the act. He did the the guy who hired him was receiving a gift from a woman. And he was like, Howie, just do the glove bit.
No.
Yeah. I've never been to an orgy, but if I did, I would never
God.
want to do comedy at it.
But you know, you think about someone who's like such a germaphobe like
Yeah.
him at
Yeah.
a place where everyone is just licking each other. Oh,
Is that
he
what
must
happens at
have-
the orgy? Everyone just licks?
I mean, if you're
know.
saliva and bodily fluids,
Yeah.
like at an orgy, that's what you're doing. You're sharing each other's spit.
The idea of an orgy to
And
me
stuff.
sounds better than I think it actually is. I think in my head I've romanticized what an orgy would be, and I'm like, yeah, everyone's just you're with me, then you're with me, but then I would show up and be like, oh no, this is not what I thought it was.
Ew, no.
Yeah.
If I felt like, ugh.
Not-
I think
not my
that
thing.
thinking about an orgy just makes me really grossed out. That's just, and I'm not a germaphobe, but just thinking
Yeah.
about that many people trying to touch you and just
Yeah.
like swapping in and out. I know that that's like a
Yeah.
lot of people's fetish, but for me, like just
you like
no.
missionary with eye contact.
Yeah, that's
what you
that's like the John.
just intense eye contact. Just stare at me. Let me know
I
you
just
love
don't
me.
want. I just
One
it's-
partner.
It's like the Ron Jeremy thing. It was like
Yeah.
the sweat and the breath, and I was just like,
Too much.
Oh.
Too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, at least I knew I didn't get an STD, but in an orgy, you
don't know.
never know.
Yeah. Once again, maybe one day, probably when I get to a retirement community.
Yeah. When your life is over and you
Yeah.
don't care anymore.
Yeah,
you're
why
like,
not?
nah, my skin can burn off.
Sure.
Fuck it.
Exactly. It's like, yeah.
Well, I have my dessert question. This has been so fun.
Ooh. Is it done already?
I know.
Has this been? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Man, this was a fun. I hate saying first date because it's the name of the
It
podcast.
is. It was a fun
but
first date, right?
It's a fun first date.
Would you come back for another one?
I would absolutely come back for another one. I got more stories. You don't think a dwarf has sex stories? Come on.
I know.
We got stories.
We're getting to the juicy part now.
Yeah.
We'll
let's
have
go.
you back for a second date.
Let's go.
So for my last question, I have two. I always
Okay.
want to know this about people that are married. First of all, how did you propose to your wife?
Ooh, this is a fun story because I was corrected on how to propose.
Oh.
Not by her, thankfully. So I met my wife when I was working in San Francisco on a radio station. Long story boring. I was playing a game on the radio show called Tinder or Grinder, and I'd flip a coin. Basically, when it landed on, I would go on either a Tinder date or a Grinder date. And through that game, I ended up going on a date with my wife. So I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if I proposed to her on air at that same radio station?
Wait, hold on. So you
Yes.
found her on the app?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So
This is a long story, but it's good.
we'll go over for this.
Okay.
So you went onto a radio show.
I
You're
was-
playing this game.
Yes,
You-
Tinder or Grinder.
And you picked Tinder.
So I was
You picked Grindr?
I was working on a radio show. This was a job I had. I had to move to San Francisco to do this job, and I didn't know anyone. So the game we played on the show was Tinder or Grinder, so I could meet friends because I didn't know anyone. So we flipped the coin. Day one, it landed on Grinder, and I went on a Grinder date. That was fun.
This sounds like a great show.
Yes. Starting next fall, my podcast, Tinder or Grinder. No. Someone, it landed on Tinder, and then I matched with her. She had been listening to the show, and
So she knew who you were.
just based on that.
Okay, but isn't Tinder has like a huge index of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she randomly knew who you were.
Mm-hmm.
And you went on a date.
Yep. First date, I knew. Yeah, it was done.
Really?
Like we had matched up, and the essential thing was when I say she knew who I was, she heard me one time on a radio show called Loveline, and she thought that guy has a sexy voice. It was just on the radio. Couldn't even hear me.
Yeah.
Didn't even see me.
Dr. Drews?
Yeah, Dr. Drews.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, she heard me on that show and was like, he's got a sexy voice. Looked me up and was like, he's very confident and interactive. And then later ended up matching on Tinder as part of the game. We go on a date. We were really just meeting to be like, hey, are you psycho? No. Are you psycho? No. Cool, let's fuck. That was what we were gonna do. But then within 10 minutes, it was like, crap, I like you.
Really?
Yeah. It was that.
How many Tinder dates had you been on before her?
That was the first one.
So you went on a Grinder date
Mm-hmm.
and then a Tinder date and you met your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I
Okay,
know.
and then you fast forward. How long did you guys date?
2 years. And then I was going to propose on the same radio show, and I told that idea to her male parental figure. I don't want to say dad because he's not, because her dad's a dick. But
him.
yeah, but the guy, I said, hey, I'm going to propose. That, I asked for permission. I'm old school like that. And he said, how are you going to propose? And I told him the radio show idea, and he stops and he goes, is that idea for you or for her? And I went, oh, that's good. Because that's for me. That's definitely for me. That's not a thing she would like. So instead of that, she came home from work one day, and she had moved in, and I had rose petals leading out to a balcony. There's candles all around. I was in a suit. Our song was playing. Came over and we danced, and then after the dance, I proposed. And she said yes, thankfully. And she was crying, and she was very happy. And then she was like, I didn't know you were going to propose. I just thought it's because I called you earlier and I had a bad day at work. I'm like, you think this is for a bad day at work? Do not get used to this. This is not a bad day at work. This is not what I do. Bad day at work is I have a bottle of whiskey, open when you get home, maybe a foot rub. That is a bad day at work. Not me in a suit. Come on. No. So yeah, that is how I actually proposed.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, that wraps up our show.
You think? Is that a good button
That
on
was
the end?
so good.
Yeah.
I can't believe we ended with that, but I love it. I love that we ended with such a sweet story.
Because yes, it's first dates. It's a sex podcast. Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about meeting. Let's talk about some dirty shit. But at the end of the day, we're all just looking for a connection. And when I found that connection and I found that person, that was it.
That's awesome.
That's it. And now I keep trying to prove to her every day that was a good decision.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for coming on my show.
Of course.
Where can people find you?
BradWilliamsComedy.com. That's the website. It's got all my stuff. Side note, I just released a hot sauce. I have my own hot sauce.
What? What's it called?
Death by Dwarf.
Okay. Is it really, really hot?
One of them is. There's like there's 5 flavors. One of them's like
Next time, bring me some samples.
I'm gonna send a box to here, and yeah, we're gonna you guys can do the whole
Okay,
thing.
you hear that, fuckers? When that
Yeah.
box gets here, you give it to me.
Yeah. So go to BradWilliamsComedy.com. There's a link to all the tour dates. You can follow me on Instagram, Brad Williams Comic. That's the main one that I use. And yeah, go to the website and order some hot sauce and buy a ticket and see me live.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to have you back for a second date.
Let's go.
Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode. We'll see you next time.
First date, baby.
Are you really drinking a glass of milk with dinner?
First date, I can't wait.
You told your mom about me?
Just say you're ready.
Delete my number.